I recently edited a video for Nathaniel Bandy that featured him and Ellis Mark creating a tier list for the 3D Sonic games. The overall video is about an hour long, and the Adobe Premiere project file's timeline looks like this. Now, this timeline may look busy and complex, and to some degree it is, but what if I told you that it's actually very simple and straightforward? See, I used a simple color coding technique in order to streamline my editing process, and if I break down this timeline, you'll soon see that it's not that complex at all. The main point of concern in a video like this is to ensure that the conversation between these two flows naturally and that the screen never focuses on one person for too long. So after I import all the footage and synchronize everything, I then assign a color to each person or screen. Traditionally, in Adobe Premiere, things like pictures are pink, videos are blue, and audio is green. But these things can be manually reassigned, and for this video, I figured anything regarding Bandy should be red, LS Mark should be dark blue, and the screen containing the tier list footage would be default blue. From here, I figured there were 4 main screens that I'd be using in this video. The full screen of Bandy, the full screen of LS Mark, the full screen of the tier list, and the edited screen of everything all together. The screen of them all together is a nested sequence, which, if you don't know, is essentially a pre-saved timeline or bundle of clips that's been re-imported or reused in the main timeline. By default, nested sequences are green, and so I've opted to leave them as green in this project file too. Then, on my main timeline, I have all 4 possible screens laid atop each other, and I play the video out and just cut between each screen as I deem necessary. And to deem it necessary is to help maintain the natural flow of the video. So as I play the video out, I make a cut anytime there's a long gap in audio, or anytime they stutter or say or have to make an adjustment in their own footage. I'm an editor, so it's my job to make them look good. So I'll make several cuts as the video plays out, and anytime I want to remove a second or two of video or audio, I'll then cut to a different camera. Thing is, sometimes either Bandy or Mark will speak for long stretches of time, and I typically don't like to cut back and forth between the same 2 cameras too frequently, nor do I want to cut back to the same camera back to back. I typically try not to cut back to the same camera twice in a row. So, in a situation where I might have to otherwise cut back to the same camera again, this is when I'll cover the footage with gameplay. I've got a whole external hard drive, nicknamed Gudra, full of all the gameplay that I've recorded over the years, as well as various other miscellaneous footage that I've either needed for the videos of my other clients, or just gameplay that I've been able to access during my time as an editor. This Gudra external hard drive is a topic for a different time and a larger video, but as far as this short is concerned, it's my answer to having footage play while Bandy and Mark talk while I edit out any unnecessary gaps in their conversation. So if they're discussing, say, Sonic Generations for a long stretch of time, I don't want to cut back to Mark over and over and over again. I'd rather just put Sonic Generations footage over him until it's Bandy's time to speak. It's constant cuts between red for Bandy, dark blue for Mark, bright blue for the tier list camera, and green for overall nested sequences, and then I put gameplay on top of all of that when I deem it necessary. And there you go. This big, beefy timeline now feels a lot less impressive once you realize that each of these edits is just me cutting back and forth between cameras, and that I otherwise had every camera playing at the same time throughout the project. It's kind of like revealing a magic trick. Once you know how it's done, it loses a bit of what makes it special. But hey, if my tips can assist others in streamlining their own projects, then I suppose it's all worth it. So, I say color code your timelines. It makes them not only prettier to look at, but easier to organize and categorize things too.